Judge Chutkan, you may recall, was the judge presiding over all things Donald Trump criminal case and election interference. Now she's back because she's one of dozens of judges in the D.C. courts, D.C. federal courts, that are now responsible for about half of the lawsuits that have been filed. More than 70 lawsuits have been filed against Donald Trump's worst instincts and his administration and his executive orders, many of them about Elon Musk and Doge. What is Doge? It was the website master for the United States, but in the hands of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, it's an unconstitutional assault on our federal agencies and federal funding. Now look, the judge is likely to find ultimately that Elon Musk has unconstitutionally taken the reins of power that violate the Constitution's appointment clause because he wasn't properly appointed to that position nor confirmed by the Senate. Now, the Trump administration tries to wallpaper that over by saying, well, no, he's just an advisor. He's advisory. Nobody believes that, by the way. And he's not independently acting. So for the judge, she's going to ultimately have to find, and I think she will, at a later time, that Elon Musk is doing unconstitutional abuse of power things. But for right now, the issue, the academic issue, is whether there is irreparable harm if she doesn't stop it now. She's going to hold a preliminary injunction hearing, which is the next level up from a TRO, which is what the hearing on Monday was about, in the next 14 days. The question is, for her, does she have to stop Elon Musk from doing stuff right now? Or can we just get to the preliminary injunction hearing? Not every preliminary injunction, which will last until the end of the case, is preceded by a temporary restraining order. This is sort of a little bit of a TED Talk law school breakout session here on this particular hot take. And the reason the judge is concerned is because the attorneys general before her, starting on Friday and now on this President's Day, the ones for the attorneys general, led by New Mexico, really couldn't answer the question for her. What is the harm that will happen over the next 72 hours until Monday? Because they asked her to enjoin or stop or block Elon Musk and Donald Trump from cutting funding and putting these agencies out of business over the weekend. And they really, for some reason, couldn't articulate a harm that couldn't be fixed on Monday morning. And that sort of set us off on the wrong foot with the judge. Now look.
The courtroom was tense, the air thick with anticipation as Judge Tanya Chutkan presided over the high-profile Doge case, a legal battle that has captured the attention of the nation. The case, which has been unfolding over several months, involves allegations of financial misconduct, market manipulation, and the role of high-profile individuals, including President Day, whose involvement has added a layer of complexity and public interest to the proceedings. As the proceedings began, Judge Chutkan, known for her no-nonsense approach and meticulous attention to detail, called the court to order. The room fell silent as she addressed the legal teams, reminding them of the gravity of the case and the importance of adhering to the rules of the court. Her voice was firm, yet measured, as she outlined the day's agenda, which included critical testimonies and the presentation of key evidence. The case revolves around the alleged manipulation of the cryptocurrency market, specifically focusing on the role of President Day, who is accused of using his influence to sway the market in favor of certain investors. The prosecution has argued that President Day's actions were not only unethical, but also illegal, leading to significant financial losses for countless individuals who had invested in Doge based on what they believed to be genuine market trends. As the prosecution began its presentation, they called upon a series of witnesses, each of whom provided detailed accounts of their interactions with President Day and his associates. One witness, a former employee of a major financial firm, testified that President Day had directly instructed them to buy large quantities of Doge, creating an artificial surge in its value. This, the witness claimed, was part of a larger scheme to inflate the price of the cryptocurrency before selling off their holdings at a profit, leaving ordinary investors to bear the brunt of the subsequent crash. The defense, however, was quick to counter these allegations. They argued that President Day's actions were within his rights as a private investor and that there was no evidence to suggest that he had acted with malicious intent. They pointed to the volatile nature of the cryptocurrency market, emphasizing that price fluctuations were a common occurrence and not necessarily indicative of foul play. Judge Chutkan listened intently to both sides, her expression unreadable as she absorbed the information presented. She occasionally interjected with questions, seeking clarification on certain points and ensuring that the proceedings remained focused and on track. Her demeanor was calm and composed, yet there was an underlying sense of authority that commanded respect from everyone in the room. As the day progressed, the prosecution introduced a series of documents and digital records that they claimed provided concrete evidence of President Day's involvement in the alleged scheme. These included emails, text messages, and financial transactions that appeared to link President Day to the coordinated buying and selling of Doge. The defense, however, challenged the authenticity of these documents, arguing that they had been taken out of context and did not prove any wrongdoing on the part of their client. The tension in the courtroom was palpable as the legal team sparred over the admissibility of the evidence. Judge Chutkan, ever the impartial arbiter, carefully considered each argument before making her rulings. She allowed some of the evidence to be presented, while excluding other pieces that she deemed irrelevant or prejudicial. Her decisions were met with a mix of relief and frustration from both sides, but there was no doubt that she was in complete control of the proceedings. One of the most dramatic moments of the day came when the prosecution called a surprise witness, a former associate of President Day who had previously remained silent. This witness, whose identity was kept confidential for their protection, provided a bombshell testimony that directly implicated President Day in the alleged market manipulation. They claimed that President Day had not only orchestrated the scheme, but had also taken steps to cover his tracks, including instructing others to delete incriminating evidence. The defense was visibly shaken by this revelation, and they immediately moved to discredit the witness, questioning their motives and reliability. They argued that the witness had a personal vendetta against President Day and that their testimony was nothing more than a fabrication designed to damage his reputation. Judge Chutkan, however, allowed the testimony to stand, noting that it was up to the jury to determine the credibility of the witness. As the day drew to a close, Judge Chutkan addressed the court once more, summarizing the key points that had been discussed and outlining the next steps in the trial. She reminded the jury of their duty to remain impartial and to base their decision solely on the evidence presented. Her words were measured and deliberate, leaving no room for misinterpretation. The case, which has already garnered significant media attention, is expected to continue for several more weeks, with both sides preparing to present additional evidence and call more witnesses. The involvement of President Day has added a layer of intrigue to the proceedings, and many are watching closely to see how the case will unfold. As the courtroom emptied, the sense of anticipation remained. The Doge case is more than just a legal battle. It is a reflection of the broader issues surrounding cryptocurrency regulation, market manipulation, and the accountability of those in positions of power. Judge Chutkan's role in this case is crucial, and her ability to navigate the complexities of the trial will undoubtedly have far-reaching implications. In the days and weeks to come, the nation will be watching as the trial continues, waiting to see how the evidence unfolds and what the ultimate outcome will be. For now, all eyes remain on Judge Chutkan and the courtroom where the fate of President Day and the Doge case will be decided. The case is a stark reminder of the importance of transparency and accountability in the financial markets, and it serves as a cautionary tale for those who might seek to exploit the system for personal gain. As the trial progresses, it will be up to Judge Chutkan and the jury to ensure that justice is served and that the truth is brought to light. In the meantime, the public can only wait and watch as the drama unfolds, knowing that the outcome of this case could have significant implications for the future of cryptocurrency regulation and the accountability of those in power. The Doge case is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher.